Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last time, we finished clearing the Spirit Temple, defeating Ganondorf's mother's twin Rova. And this time, we're going to be heading back to Kakariko Village for the first time in quite a while. We've been away a long time. Maybe too long. Get back, Link! Looks like you're coming around. Link, a terrible thing has happened. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Impa, the leader of Kakariko Village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. But the force of the evil spirit got so strong, the seal of the well broke and it escaped into the world. I believe Impa has gone to the Shadow Temple to seal it again, but she will be in danger without any help. Link, Impa is one of the 6 sages. Destroy the evil shadow spirit and save Impa. There is an entrance to the Shadow Temple beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that will lead you to the Shadow Temple. This is the melody that will draw you into the infinite darkness that absorbs even time. Listen to this, the Nocturne of Shadow. You have learned the Nocturne of Shadow. Let me take care of the village. I'm counting on you, Link. Anyway, I'm leaving the village now, bye. Things are pretty urgent. We know Impa has actively gone to the Shadow Temple, meaning she was here and we apparently just missed her. At this point, the Kakariko Village is going to have this sort of atmosphere until we clear the Shadow Temple, which is why I waited to come here at all until we'd finished the Spirit Temple, and we're just going to head here anyway. We were told that the Shadow Temple is within the graveyard, and there is only one area of the graveyard we have not gotten to yet, that ledge up there. Leave me alone. God, the Bigoron sword killing them in one hit is so nice. Up there. Now, I don't believe we can even, like, long shot up there. Yeah, that's not a grabbable ledge, so you do need to play the Nocturne of Shadow to get in. Like that. It feels nice. I have a use for all the songs I wrote down on my little cheat sheet now. There's a gossip stone here, which makes me morbidly curious what it says. So that's something to do if I remember later, I guess. Let's head inside. Just a bunch of torches. No matter what you do, you will not be able to light all of these using fire arrows, meaning this is the one part of this entire game, other than one more instance that we're coming up on in the Shadow Temple, where Din's fire is a requirement. So, let's use it. We have our way in. We don't need Din's fire inside the temple, probably, though. I hope. But we will definitely need the Lens of Truth. Shadow Temple, aka Bottom of the Well, Part 2.
The shadow will yield only to one with the Eye of Truth handed down in Kakariko Village.
That's a fake wall, pretty obviously. Now, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Most of these are real walls, but a couple of them are fake. We can put on the Lens of Truth to see that for a fact. We can see one of them over there. And most of these skulls are fake too, which makes this puzzle solution very obvious, but we can't actually complete this room yet. So we're instead going to head through this wall.
One who gains the Eye of Truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness.
Okay. We are going to start by heading through here.
Shadow Temple. Here is gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred.
Okay, not what I was, no one asked, but okay. In here is just a Redead. We can one-shot Redeads with the big Oron sword if we do a jump slash. That is so nice. There's also keys. We have to kill all the enemies pretty obviously. That is what these dungeons tend to have us do in rooms that just have enemies. There you go. Yes, target me. That is what I want. A reward for killing 1 Redead and 2 keys. This late in the game, we're getting rewarded for that. That's crazy. Is the dungeon map already? We've been getting that pretty early in dungeons lately, haven't we? I feel like we got it really early in the Spirit Temple too, at least once we started doing the adult section. Yeah, not bad. So, the Shadow Temple, as I said, is sort of Bottom of the Well Part 2. I don't think it's as creepy, but it's still pretty creepy. Here is gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. Yep, every single wall is going to tell us that, apparently.
What is hidden in the darkness? Tricks full of ill will. You can't see the way forward.
Yes, I can. Thanks for the taunt, though.
One who gains the Eye of Truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness.
Yeah, I'm well aware. And would you look at that? 6 hands this time, but using the Lens of Truth, we can also see a shadow over there. We're going to aim directly for the main body right from the start this time. Shouldn't be too hard. That was pretty much perfect. There we go. Yeah, we can lure the main body up without the hands this time, but also I'm gonna get caught by the hand a few times, just giving him a chance to fight back, feels necessary. He deserves it. After how badly we kicked his ass last time. Uh-oh. Hello? Okay, we only hit him twice, but whatever. Yeah, he's a little bit of a joke this time. We know where his shadow is, so we can just easily place a bomb and then have him come up, and we can just stay away from the hands, because apparently he wants to. I think even he thinks he's a little too creepy. Alright. Oh, he's right next to a hand that time. That's alright. That might work. Yeah, there we go. Come here. I want to be very careful not to get in range of the hands, but yeah. That was like 3 or 4 hits with the big Oron sword. That guy's pretty pathetically weak now. I do not like how he pulsates when he dies. I don't like the way his head moves when he falls. Whatever. That is the Dead Hand's last appearance, at least in this version of Ocarina of Time, but if you're playing Master Quest, you'll see him a few more times. There we go. Our dungeon item already, the hover boots. With these mysterious boots, you can hover above the ground. The downside? No traction. You can even use these to walk for short periods where there is no solid ground. Be brave and trust in the boots. I'm always saying this. Like the iron boots, I have it set so I can just equip these to a button, which is probably what I'm going to be doing for most of the dungeon. However, I am going to need the bow occasionally too, and the long shot is necessary usually, and the lens of truth is really helpful here, etc, etc, etc. You know me. I'm a coward. I always need my fairies and all that, and I need to have the items equipped that I need to have equipped, and that means I have to switch my items all the time because I'm just very normal about what items I have to have equipped at any given time. Oh, flying pots in here, great.
What is hidden in the darkness? Tricks full of ill will, you can't see the way forward.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure there was no other rooms I was missing or anything, which there are not. So we can just go back to the main room now.
Shadow Temple. Humans gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred.
Yeah, I've heard. Thanks for letting me know again, though. You know, just a reminder is nice sometimes. So, as I said, wearing these boots, you have absolutely no traction. You will slip and slide all over the place. It's like Super Mario 64, slip sliding away, but make my beak face the skull of truth. The alternative is descent into the deep darkness. The skull that does not disappear is the correct answer. So, let's face this towards the skull of truth. Which is this one. I think that's right. Yep, okay. It just took a minute to register. If you point it towards the wrong skull, then that floor will open up, so... and you'll just fall, and then restart the room, so... make sure you know what one you're facing it towards. I personally don't think wearing the, boots in here is too big of a deal. Like, just wearing them all the time. There is going to be moments where it's more inconvenient to be wearing them, and as a result, I am going to take them off occasionally, but yeah, usually the lack of traction isn't that big a deal. There we go. Kill that Beamos, and we've reached the point where we're going to stop for now. Already. Oh, but first, come on. Whatever, I'll show one more thing. Navi turned blue for no reason in here, which means we have to play a song. We're gonna play the Song of Storms. Which causes a big fairy to appear. It also stops the music when it starts storming in here, which, of all the dungeons for that to happen, I'm glad it's this one, I guess. I like that you can hear the birds singing and stuff, too. Yeah, it only stops temporarily, though. Anyway, now that we've done that, next time in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're going to continue further into the Shadow Temple, hoping to save Impa. See you guys then.